Yo, what's up, wieners? Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Wow, rude. And also, thank you. I wonder if other people are going to show up to this. I think you guys might be stuck with just me for a little bit. Holy fuck, this cream spinach I made is so good. Ah! That was ridiculous. I can't believe I made that. J-Fresh isn't coming. It's got to go jerk off at an airport bathroom stall or something, he said. I mean, travel. He's traveling. J-Fresh is traveling. Gurk, check out K-View. To do something overnight? Ah, excellent. Straight up. Let's go. It's not fucking squeezing. It's up like 5%. You see my food truck idea? Oh, I'll share the spinach in a minute. I'm waiting for more people to show up. This is a disappointing showing. No, it's because I fucking dropped the podcast before the roundtable. Like a fucking chungus. Well, I guess everyone will show up in an hour. It's a good one. The this podcast is J Fresh got me started on some stuff. Got a whole new thing that's broken in the market that I figured out live during the stream. I got very liquid. Thanks for asking, Grim, too. Literally just sloshing around in it. Go ahead, Pickle Rich. My penis? I've been pushing rope for months. Do you want to... Okay. Oh, sorry. Will this new thing make the put debit spreads prompt? No. Might make my Vega puts prompt. Stocks do in fact go up. It's in the documentation, Grim 2. So if the gamma line is pointed like a peener, that means either direction is reasonable. You're talking about the actual gamma line or the gex? I think the gamma line. And spot is at the top of the apex. It's not that either direction is reasonable, but gamma falls off in either direction very sharply. On your current live data, that's the orange line. He's talking. Yeah, it's Hold on, I gotta pop this shit open. You can't see it because it's nighttime right now. It's flat, but hold on. He's talking about this one over here, I think. Down here in the bottom right corner. So sometimes, this one will be like that. The orange line, gamma, not gex. And I assume spots like there. And yeah, I mean, it's actually really hard to move above that. It's much easier to move down. If you move up, the MM starts dumping delta because their gamma exposure falls off. And so price is gonna, like, if you move up, it pushes price down. If you move down, it pushes price down faster. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that really only happens like at the very end of the day when all of the gamma is concentrated at one strike. Kind of like we had end of today. However, if you do move down, you can also move back up very quick, which we got on the very last candle of the day when we went up $5 because the market maker has to, like, their exposure increases so rapidly. What the fuck is going on market-wise this day? AI companies like Chat GPT or OpenAI and AI chip providers and cloud service providers are all giving each other money, and that's making their stocks run. And they're kind of doing that in a circular fashion, where and everybody gets to do big cummies, and they're kind of all doing it on the cracker in the middle, which is OpenAI, and also the forward returns of their investors. Well, I guess their investors will have to eat the cracker. Soggy biscuit in the UK. Yeah, might actually be called that here too. I don't know. I wasn't in a fraternity. Somebody wanted to spank me, and I was like, I think you've got the roles mixed up. Ah, it's Dorcas. Can I be your
What are we talking about with
underpants? Well,
spanking?
no, not until you get like some blue chew or something. We got to figure out what's going on with Pickle Rich's wiener.
I didn't think his wiener was busted.
Apparently, it's too small. Well, I'm more worried
What can you
about
really do about
the
that?
flaccidity than I am the size. The hydraulics are more important. If you can get it working, you know, that's gonna be leagues better than having to worry about it being small. I may next week. What's happening next week?
Is he getting his leg removed?
Don't say that.
I don't know.
Thoracic
Oh, he's getting a
emulator.
thing.
Oh, nice. We're gonna put another device. All right, different doctor this time, right?
I'm still shocked he's not on disability.
Yeah, yeah. It's fucking so hard to get on disability in this country.
I mean, like, he
I
just
think
needs to
they
walk into the courtroom and just show them his foot.
I know a guy who does like he's an attorney and he does like disability cases, and he said basically like 100% of disability applicants are just broadly denied, and then you have to basically like sue to get it,
That's crazy.
which is wildly expensive.
Yeah, I think honestly he could just walk into the courtroom and show them his foot, and I feel like they'd be like, okay.
For a physical disability or a cognitive one, well, Pickle Rich has both, so I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty serious.
I'm pretty sure if his IQ was a pool temperature, it would be pretty chilly getting in. Sorry, Pickle. I thought of that and I had to say it because I thought it was pretty good. You're not dumb. I mean, you're not that dumb. You're like Tylenol dumb.
Autistic?
Yeah.
I'm really
No,
happy. I'm really happy I went
we're like
long
everyone else.
autism. I couldn't think of a better investment.
I don't know. Did everybody listen to the newest? Have we told them?
Me getting really autistic in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah. I got pretty autismo too when we started talking about CDOs.
Yeah, I know you got hard too. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I was
It
getting
was
pretty riled up.
it was weird. All three of us being horny over financial stuff at once. It's been a
Over
long
the same
time.
thesis, dude. JFresh never follows us with our theses, but this time around, it was like we were all like sharing a brain. It was beautiful.
It was nice.
Dude, I mean, that article you pulled up, it was just fantastic. It was just the cherry on top. Ugh. Mm.
I'm just emotionally retarded like everyone else here.
CDO's going gangbusters. I mean, that's one way to put it.
Yeah.
They're going something.
Listen to the podcast. It was we're all on fire for a minute there.
Yeah, we spent like a half hour talking about him in the fucking podcast.
Dude, we haven't gotten weird with each other like that since like the GME days.
Oh yeah, it was good.
We should do that shit more often. Stop dicking around in Python all the time.
Well, it's hard to think of fun new conspiracy theories, and JFresh just brought up the most fun one.
They're not even conspiracy theories. Have we been wrong about any of them? Like in the time we've been doing this, I don't think we've missed the target once.
No, not in terms of like long-term shit.
Yeah, just shorting the video. And that did eventually pay off. Very expensive to maintain.
If you average down every minute of every day, it paid off for you eventually.
I didn't. I went long the next earnings, and then that paid off me losing all the money on the first one. And then when it got to like 140 the first time, I shorted the ever loving fuck out of it like before April. And that paid off
690, dude.
That paid off the rest. What did?
Meta bounced off 690.
Oh, did it? Yeah, Meta's been doing like pretty hard sell-offs every morning.
Yeah, this is interesting. I still want to short it, but I just still haven't found the stones or the contract that just get me going.
I think you just buy the 500 for 2027, right?
How much does that cost? Like $60,000?
No, it can't be that much.
Okay, Jan 27. What are we looking at for a 500? We're looking at $2,200. God, that
dude,
is
so cheap.
Then you buy it.
Okay. Done. I'll buy 20.
27. I mean, I'm thinking 500. Yeah, it's
I'm like
good.
30K in the hole from like some like spreads I opened last week. I don't give a fuck.
Oh God.
They printed too, and I just ignored them and left them open.
There you go.
I want downs, dork. It's downtime.
No, it's not. Maybe it kind of is. I don't know. We're getting there.
We're living in a conspiracy theory. I mean, technically, yeah.
That's not a theory. That's just a conspiracy.
What's not very Gherk-like?
What, buying puts on Meta? Yeah, usually he just makes fun of people for buying puts on
Negative 30K? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's okay. I make it back other places.
Yeah, Gherk's just crashing on the couch of his old buddy in Minnesota.
Darth down?
He's in Minnesota?
I think so. He's got like an accent.
Well, he's your husband.
I don't know where he lives.
The OG husband. Do we have any questions? Is anyone gonna ask a question?
You can ask Dork how much. I've blown up Dork's salary literally in front of him for laughs.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't like to think about it. I don't like to think about what I would have done with that money.
Also blown it up.
Yes,
we were hyped.
No comment.
We were hyped. So it's okay. I just blame Dork for it when it happens because it's his indicator's
Was that the tips days?
Yeah.
Oh, the tips days were fun.
Remember, I just bet $20,000 on shit and then just keep sending you DMs until the money was gone.
I remember the one time we were using the tips on Revlon, and I sent you a screenshot, and you're like, "Oh, thank you," and you go and buy like a couple hundred of those fucking $20 calls or whatever, the $15 calls, and then the fucking stock went up like fucking 4% or something in like less than a minute.
That was fun. I remember that. I remember all of them making like $100,000 out of like $1,000 on Revlon, and then I remember also losing 99% of that.
That's the good stuff.
It was. It
Makes you
was.
feel something.
I mean, my total investment in the stock was like nothing. It was just like that all the options that I bought the day before it like short squeezed when me and Gaff were like up all night gooning about it.
I was pissed, dude. I had to drive the next day, like early in the morning, so I couldn't get in on it.
My favorite part of it was that Turdford immediately fucking shorted it at open, and then it ran like 300%.
Poor turd. And he has to go wipe some old person's ass after that. That's gotta sting.
I don't think. I think he works in medical research.
Oh, I thought he was a nurse.
No,
Oh.
no.
Do we have any questions? Is anyone going to ask us anything? Or are we just going to sit here and jerk
Well,
off? I mean, I can.
Pickle Rich
jerk off
asked
for a
why
little
he was
bit.
pushing rope, but I'm assuming just because of the pain everywhere else.
Yeah. He's suffering. He's not getting paid by the government to do
Oh,
so.
I had spinach that I made that I needed to talk about.
Oh, God. What kind of spinach?
Yeah,
Baby?
yeah, you turd. Well, yeah, well, I got like a 5 pound like box of like the fresh baby spinach, and then I sautéed it all down in butter and olive oil. Put a bunch of
So that got to about a cup of spinach, right?
black pepper and salt in it. Yeah, yeah, it got me about
Mm-hmm.
4 cups. Well, it was like about 4 cups of spinach. And then and we were just straight up talking about you, turd. But
Is
yes,
he in the YouTube
research,
chat?
research. Dork thought you were a nurse. um, and then yeah, like a little bit of heavy cream, roasted garlic, and then just a metric fuck ton of pecorino romano. And I just stirred that shit up till it got thick, and then I baked it,
Oh,
and I
God.
served it with my ribeye, and it was
It's like
fucking
it's like
delectable.
like a cheese quiche.
Oh, so good.
Oh, dude, it's like probably like a fucking brick shit house. I want some.
Oh, I can still taste it in my mouth. It's
Oh,
keeping me
man.
going right now.
That sounds good. I actually made that concoction again tonight that we discussed way back when. It's a staple.
I gotta give you more recipes.
Yeah, you do. I mean, well, now that I got the smoker going, I mean, I'm just gonna be picking up like briskets and shit.
Work
And
on
doing all
clinical
kinds of weird
trials?
shit.
I thought you did medical research.
I thought you were a nurse.
I told him that already.
Yeah, but I had to restate it because it bears repeating how dumb I am.
I'll give it a shot next week. Nice. The only slow part about it is roasting a whole head of garlic, but it was worth it.
I'll just smoke a whole head of garlic.
Not the same.
You're not the same.
It doesn't taste the same. Tastes like fucking wood.
Okay, look.
What?
It doesn't just taste like wood.
Yes, it
tastes
fucking
like
does.
Traeger's signature blend.
Whatever. Just grind up some of your pellets and sprinkle it on your food.
I do that for my bread.
Oh god. Sponsored internal clinical trials data. Can't trade them though. Yeah, but you can always give me inside information if you want.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I always like buying stuff.
Turd actually
really.
picks great like biotech picks and shit like that, but then he doesn't actually invest in them. He'll be like, "Oh man, you need to buy this shit," and so I'll like buy some, and it's up like 10,000%. And I'm like, "Dude," and he's like, "I didn't buy any."
Oh,
He has like
nice.
he has like 9 children and lives in Southern California, so I understand.
Oof.
His rent's probably like 200 grand a year. You're broken because of allergies? I know.
Are there any Gammastrike questions?
No, there never are.
the fuck? What are we
We'll
doing?
we'll get some. We gotta wait till someone either like finishes driving who lives on the West Coast and like gets home, or musters the balls.
Wasn't there somebody who had who was gonna come with a bunch of questions week after week until we hated them?
Some of us can't afford Gammastrike. It's so, and we can't make it any cheaper. It's so fucking
Yeah,
cheap.
we have finished the race to the bottom
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
All right.
I have to constantly, like, everyone wants us to just raise prices, and I'm like, we can't do that ever.
Yeah, the price is the price.
Yeah. Where do I start in the series to learn how to interpret it? With the documentation. Seriously? Start with the documentation on the website, and then I would start with some of the early roundtable episodes, because they start to get more advanced around, like, episode 20. Um, but honestly, usually most of them are pretty good. Sometimes there's, like, some repeat shit, but you can just scrub through it at like 2x or whatever, and then, like, if you haven't heard the question, stop and listen, and if you have, keep going.
Yep. What's the Gammastrike on? It's a website. You go to app.gammastrike.com and then you're at Gammastrike. The docs are available to everybody, so go nuts at the docs.
Yeah,
And then
it's,
you can
well,
ask other questions.
docs are free. All the episodes can be watched for free. There's no cost to learn.
You can look,
So
but you can't touch.
yeah. And then, watch the stream during the day. I stream the data all day, so there's always some opportunities to learn more there too. I'm not smart enough to ask questions. That's bullshit, Maury. Also, stop posting nasty things I said to the people in the GME chat like 6 months ago again. That's my job. I've learned a lot on accident. And one day you'll learn to say by accident.
God, you're such a douche.
I know. I was born in
Don't
the.
worry, turd.
I swear
audio
to, I
proof is
swear to
coming.
fuck, there was a time when I was a nice person. I don't remember when it was. But it happened, and then the finance industry just fucking destroyed all of that.
It was probably right when you were starting to go to college.
No. It was still nice then.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm saying when you turned into a dickhead, it was obviously finance. But like you started turning into an actually nice person, probably started right around while you were just beginning college and you had those like the diamonds in your eyes and you're like, yeah, everything's cool.
I think it was high school. I was so much younger than everybody. I thought if I was nice, they wouldn't beat me up. I was wrong.
Oh, I wasn't that kid. In high school, I was the kid who smoked a lot of weed and did a lot of stuff.
I don't. I didn't smoke weed. I hung out with a lot
I
of
didn't smoke weed during
criminals.
football season. Yeah, me too.
I was
I hung out with a lot of kids whose parents were criminals.
I was really useful because I couldn't be tried as an adult.
Oh, there was none of that going on. We weren't mules or anything. Or just the parents would just take painkillers they shouldn't have
I
had.
wasn't a drug mule. God.
It sounds like to me. What were you
Yeah.
like? Were you pulling hits? Were you like driving up to like corners and fucking shooting people?
What? No.
Okay, I know you're Italian, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
it's
going to ask any more questions.
Don't you drive-bys?
That's not very classy. It's not very Italian.
Most of the criminals I knew were Eastern European anyway.
Same, but that's because Sacramento is filled to the gills with Ukrainians and Russian people.
Nice. This is Brooklyn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. What do you mean today when you're talking about the difference between the data from the 1 minute to the 5 minute? Or what do you mean? Oh, the candlesticks? It adjusts when you change, well, the new feature, when you change the time series, it adjusts the put call ratio and the dex gex, I think, for the same time series.
Was that a Gammastrike question? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude,
I know, it caught me
we're on
off
fire.
guard.
Yeah, what the hell?
But I course corrected pretty quickly.
Thank you.
Oh shit, it's old Sheezy.
Old Sheezy.
I'm gonna give old Sheezy some shit right now. What's up,
Hey,
man?
what's up, guys? Hey, how's it going?
I saw you put the laughing Leonardo DiCaprio reaction on my Baba position the day it was down 5%.
No, um,
Uh-huh. It's
I
okay.
felt like it was gonna go down, but at first I felt like it was the day you were like it's gonna go down like immediately. I don't know. I was looking at GS. I was like, I don't know. It looks pretty good to me, and it went up that day, and then like the next day it went down or whatever. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I took a position. I was going to, but I didn't. I actually made cave view a little bit. Uh,
I'm
recently off my
I'm
camera shot.
I'm balls deep in KVU. I started like a $100 account a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I went leverage long the dollar at like 50x leverage right before the government shutdown. And the dollar's just done nothing but go up. And then Japan did their thing, which rocketed the dollar. So now the account's got like I think like 7 grand in it, and I've got all of that at like 150% margin in KView
Yeah.
at like 15. So that's pretty sweet.
You just
I'm
yeah.
gonna try to get it up to $100,000, and then I'm gonna blow it up in Dork's face.
You disgust me.
How much is your house, Dork?
I don't know. Enough to party?
I'm gonna blow up exactly the amount of your house on Zillow.
I don't know. Probably something like a little under 500,000.
Nice.
But Gurk, I have a question really quick before we get to old Sheezy's question. What's stopping us from releasing the heat map to the pores?
Oh, I think it's fucked.
Is it still?
Yeah, I think it's got
God
fucky
damn it.
things. Yeah.
God damn it!
Oh, wait, did you actually have a question? Sorry.
Yeah, I did. And I figured you guys were looking for a question. The skew on the volatility new skew, you probably explained it for. I haven't been able to catch the last few, but I checked. I just checked the docs, and I don't think it's updated there, so I figured
It's not.
asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm trying to factor it in. I just want to understand it better. So I don't know, like, I don't know, like a brief.
Well,
how would you briefly explain it, or how you know? I'm not. I know you want us to interpret it like for ourselves owners and all that, but like, I'm not gonna be able to do that if I don't have like at least some idea what the thought behind what it was, because then I may be able to see patterns of it, or I don't know. Like right now, I don't. It's not useful to me at all, and I don't know what to think of it. I'm not sure if you explained it before. I feel like you probably have, but I didn't catch it.
well, so skew is really just a way to measure the volatility smile relative to delta. So that's what we're really doing. So the way the skew works is that it measures demand on either side of the money. So when you have positive skew, it means demand is higher above spot, and if you have negative skew, it means demand is higher below spot.
Okay. All right. So if skew's going negative, then you have higher demand for puts. Or
Yeah. Well, I mean, puts. Yeah, I mean it's puts or calls, long or short, right?
yeah, but
However, it makes price go up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, more
Yep,
more
not too
more
complicated.
negative means puts are richer than calls, kind of.
Yeah.
Not
I think.
necessarily overpriced, but starting to price a little higher. And then the more negative it gets, the more expensive puts are becoming. And then you want to look for like the steepness, and you can also like measure like if skew is flat across like a given tenor, or if like skew 30 is greater or skew 30 is less. That can tell you about like if skew 10 is greater than skew 30, you probably prefer near term hedges. If skew 10 less than skew 30, you probably want longer term hedges for like downside risk. Uh, we don't really have anything for using it with like cross asset contexts, but it can tell you a lot about Vana and Charm dynamics as well. So like steeper downside skew can implies like bigger shifts in delta when volatility moves. Um,
Yeah.
and tells you a bit about event pricing within a given window. Trying to think of what else. You can trade. Skew is tradable with risk reversals. So that's an important thing to know about skew.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I figured something like your thing you made in uh your 2D call indicator you just made or something, right? Like it's kind of like that a little bit.
The puts and calls indicator.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't use
Well,
skew at all.
no, well, just like if it's leaning to one direction or another, kind of
Yeah,
implies.
yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, yeah, that's really it for me. I don't. I guess until I get some of the newer stuff, I'll definitely probably have more questions. But thank you guys. Jump off. Talk to you later.
Later, man.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for the question, sir.
Appreciate that. I'm not a question, so I have to have the data. Row, I remember you
And they were
explained
talking
it
about a
back
new
when we
feature.
had 0% interest to not worry about it since 0% rate. Impact on leaps now? Yeah, the rate cutting has an impact on leaps. Um, if the neutral rate moves down. So yeah, as long as the Fed's cutting, there'll be some near term impact upon a Fed cut with options pricing, but I mean, probably still doesn't matter a whole lot. Row can matter a lot in the event that you get some sort of, steepener that gets out of control. And, long dated, far out of the money options start pricing up very, very rapidly. That can create some fairly interesting like knock-on effects. But I mean, generally speaking, Row's not going to affect too much shit.
Yeah, it just makes your contracts a little more expensive.
Mm. I
Or
would say,
cheaper if they have negative
yeah,
row.
yeah. I would say on most like retail positions, the impact is negligible, unless it's like something you're very specifically targeting. You should see the house you could get for 500K here. Can you even get a condo for 500K in Orange County?
Can you even get a refrigerator box for $500,000 in Orange County?
Unless you got 100 contracts. Yeah, I mean, if you have a lot of contracts, the effect is going to be more pronounced. So if you have like a shit ton of far out of the money, very, very long dated contracts, then the effective row on your position is going to be significantly more impactful.
Yeah. Or if you just have like a crazy neutral position and you're just exposed to like Vega. What Popcorn is asking nothing.
When? He said when. He also asked me some other things earlier. When Giga Short REITs and spelled incorrectly. And then when Giga Short all things. I don't know. If you've got I mean, I think the market's getting fairly toppy, but I wouldn't say that we have any kind of confirmation of any downside yet. But if you have enough theta, I mean, I guess when like 3-month vol is low, which it was like a couple of weeks ago.
Eh. Grim2 is asking, do you ever position yourself tip to tip? Do we tell them?
Is he talking about a short strangle?
I'm not sure.
It's
I thought they were just talking about when we meet and we hang out. But yes. Is it like a condor? Kind of tip to tip.
butterfly.
Butterfly.
Butterfly's actually like crossed tips, but yeah, you can short row like long box spreads or
Gross.
short synthetic forwards.
Gross.
What about like same expiry, long near at the money put, short near at the money call?
Why would you do this to yourself?
You think rates are gonna move hard?
Oh. I don't think they are.
No, I don't either. But I mean, if you think like near like the Fed's gonna like cut to zero or something, you could make a lot of money off of like long boxes.
Okay.
If you're right.
Yeah,
and then
I
if
was
you're
gonna say,
wrong,
if you're not right, you're gonna be
well,
sad.
if you're wrong, you're still just a box spread, right? Like you're just paying interest on being wrong.
Yeah.
That's the best picture of me I've ever seen. God, I look magnificent.
Time for you to grow the 80s mane.
Yeah.
The fancy mullet.
I wonder if I can get that much hair before it all falls out.
And that much perm.
Yeah. That's just brushing. I can brush my hair. I can do the front part. I can do all that
business.
Like I can do all the business up top. It's the party in the back I don't know if I can accomplish. Oh, it's
That looks like
Zoots.
a picture of my dad back when he was in the 80s.
It's like if I was yeah. It's like if I lived if I was that old in the 80s. That's what I would have looked
Hello?
like if I was 30 in the 80s.
How you doing, Zoots?
What's up,
I'm
man?
good. How you guys doing?
Hanging in there.
I'm good. I was actually going to like prep some questions for next week, but since nobody was raising their hand, I figured I'll just ask them and go from here. If you could
Fuck
pull
yeah.
up Palantir on the Greeks.
Yeah.
Big Brother Incorporated, Palantir.
Yeah. So, one second. When I'm looking at it, if you can go to October 2nd, and that week, last week before that big Friday sell-off, like we can see that overall DEX was increasing as though more and more of those calls were in the money. And what I'm trying to look at is is when I see that the price kind of like went up on Thursday, and it was a relatively like similar amount of decks that
Yeah.
increased from Wednesday and Thursday. Can that be indicative of like some more delta absorption, or like I'm just trying to figure out like what would be the kind of telltale signs that there might be a sell-off on Friday? Like,
Okay. Well, first
well,
off, I think there's something that you need to remember about this is that that sell-off was like news related.
oh, I missed that.
Yeah, yeah. That that
I,
that, that that's that sell-off just happened because of news. So actually, a bunch of bulls got fucked really hard. And it looks like they've spent all of this week trying to claw that back.
Got it. Yeah, and also like the other guest mentioned the skew, and when I look at the skew, I was gonna actually ask about like instead of just looking at where the skew is for like the day of, uh, is it important also to see if skew is trending a certain way?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because I trade just for the most part like intraday, and you know mostly in the first couple hours or so, and in the framework of like a break and retest, and a lot of times I'm just going over all the Greeks and everything else. But if there was, for example, just let's just say that day, let's just say there was $1 billion in DEX that increased from one day to another, but that second day was, let's just say, printed a doji and it was flat, right? Would I then would it make more sense for me to then go to the open interest and then kind of see where?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if because if price moved up, let's say, into those sold calls that are now in the money, then obviously the market maker's delta exposure is increased, right? But if the price didn't move and yet there's an increase in DEX, then it's on me to go ahead and like look at the open interest and see, okay, hey, look.
Yeah, you want to see
yeah.
did puts come in like at the money or out of the money or in the money, and then or are more calls being sold above spot. And yeah, I mean, skew could help you with that too, because skew's gonna fall if people are buying like starting to buy like a bunch of like at the money and slightly out of the money puts, because the IV on those is gonna pick up. If people are selling the calls, that's probably gonna flatten skew a bit. Yeah, skew would be something good to look at there. I definitely want to look at OI. You probably also want to like check out like the gamma curve, and
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, no problem.
yeah,
And
I think that.
and just like something that caught my eye is Rigetti, RGTI.
Yeah,
and I'm just I don't normally play it, but when I'm looking at Dex has remained flat this whole time, like this for the most part this week,
yeah.
and price is still going up. So I just want to know like how do I parcel that and interpret that?
Dork,
Oh.
dork.
I mean, yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Uh,
Okay, this is Dork's fault. This isn't your fault.
no, it's not my fault. This is JFresh's fault. Damn it!
All right,
Not my
fine.
fault. This comes down to so is it like perfectly is the changes like just not even changing? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Delta's flat every day.
when Dex is perfectly flat like that, what's actually happening is that Dex is probably exploding. So sometimes you get these, so because data providers aren't perfect, sometimes you get really weird shit happening. It's not very often, but it's often enough that it can make your shit look like garbage because you have something that's clearly wrong. The problem is that craziness and the craziness that can actually occur are actually fairly close to each other. And so when you get a stock like this, like if you like this stock has moved up, like look how many sigmas that move is on, like let's just say like
Right.
can you go to the volatility page? What's the HV90 look like? I just want to see what that looks like. because that's going to tell us a lot. Okay. So HV90 is what?
Flat. Probably want to look at 60
No fucking,
or 30.
no fucking way HV is flat. No fucking way.
HV90 is pretty flat.
You zoom out a bit. What the fuck?
IV90
Well, in any
is
case,
skyrocketing.
yeah, there we go. Yeah. So what's happening here is that we're getting a lot of sigmas coming in on a lot of different things. And I have this responsibility to make sure that crazy ass data that doesn't exist shows up, and also at the same time make sure that crazy ass data that does exist does show up, and it's an impossible balance to strike. So I can probably fuck with things and tweak things, right? But especially with smaller stocks with smaller change, this tends to be an issue because like when interest suddenly picks up in a stock, when it went from like barely anything to all of a sudden a bunch of stuff, you might end up losing some of that. So I'm gonna blame
Oh,
that.
yeah, no
but-
problem. I wasn't sure if it was like just like a Gammastrike thing, or if like
No,
if it
basically,
is, then
basically what he's saying
Yeah.
is that Dex moved so hard that our outlier removal is clipping it. So,
wow. Okay.
the program that we're using to calculate all of this shit is like, that's so ridiculous that it's just trimming it like it didn't happen. And so I don't really know. Do we need outlier removal on DexGex?
Dude, are we even? Hold on a sec. I'm
I
checking.
don't even
something
know if
really
we.
quick.
I thought we
Just
got rid of
checking,
that, but I'm on NPR
I thought we
right
did.
now.
I thought we did too. So Dex right now
Or is it?
should be at what? 214 million. But yeah, well, it has changed pretty quickly, but it was mostly flat, and then over the past since October 2nd, it's been increasing pretty rapidly. So, but it shouldn't be. Yeah, I don't think I'm really even doing anything for it, but I'm gonna check right now because I am thinking about it.
Yeah, something's
Let's
definitely
just see
getting
what I'm
clipped
doing
there.
on that. Yeah, it's true. Let's see. We're gonna go here, and then I'm gonna check
Yeah,
this.
I just checked
Oh,
Dev
yep,
too.
yep. There is a little bit of stuff happening here, so we can get rid of it. We'll see what the hell happens, but the problem is that we're gonna start seeing some other weird shit crop up and other things. I can almost
No,
guarantee
okay.
it.
I mean, if I see something like that, and I just see like price obviously going parabolic the way it is, then if I see this, I'm like, okay, something is definitely up, and obviously the Dex is
If it's
increasing, of
literally
course.
not changing, like if in this
Yeah.
goes for the neutrals as well. If you see that they're not changing at all, and they've done that for a period of time, then that means that for the neutrals it means something different than from the exposures. For the exposures, it means that yeah, it's seen as an outlier because it is an outlier. So that needs to be fixed. And then if it's a neutral though, it may actually mean that that neutral has ceased to exist. And that's a very real thing.
Yep.
Really?
So yeah, so if like gamma neutral doesn't change at all, right? That means that either gamma is negative everywhere or gamma is positive everywhere. And so there's going to be no neutral. And so sometimes it especially happens on tiny little shit stocks where you see like the neutral doesn't change at all. It's because there is no neutral, right? Because the chain is either so sparse that some position has pushed everything up or down and so it's basically noise at that point. But so that's something else to consider as well. And that has nothing to do really with us or the data providers necessarily. It just has to do with the fundamental structure of the option chain. As for DEX, As for decks, we should look into it a little more, and I'll play around. I'll see if I can make something cool.
All right, cool. Speaking of the neutrals, so I guess a good segue. Just real quick, if you could pull up Tesla and just look at the overview, like I mean, I understand that OPEX is tomorrow, so maybe dealers are already starting to unwind their hedge maybe a little bit, or reposition somewhat.
OPEX is next Friday.
Oh, it's next Friday.
Hmm.
Oh shit, you're right.
But
Okay,
there's
even
no
yeah.
Monday
What's
bond
that?
markets are closed, so there's no settlement tomorrow, or like no cash, like no immediate
Got
cash
it.
settlement tomorrow.
So what can I make of that big spike in gamma neutral on Tesla today, when the price action was fairly flat?
Oh, you could I mean, I would assume that people are taking profits generally. Given both delta neutral moved up even harder than gamma neutral. Usually that's like an erosion of in the money positioning, which is shifting the concentration of exposures to those
Right.
Greeks closer to spot.
Right. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that the closer gamma neutral is to spot, then the less supportive let's just say dealers are going to be.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't sure, like when gamma
But that
gamma neutral was
happens,
rising like
yeah,
that.
that happens. And so like yeah, it's an assumption, but that happens because of the mechanical effect of people closing it like in the money calls or out of the money puts. And as they do that, the gamma that's further out on the chain, like the highest concentration of gamma starts to shift closer and closer to spot, which means that the neutral point between positive and negative moves closer to spot. And then yeah, overall it means less support, but it also means that there's likely been a large shift in the money positioning.
Check out the gamma curve, Gherk, for Tesla.
Was it weird?
Yeah. Well, it's weirder than normal.
Ooh, that's real steep.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
So you I mean, visually, you could think of like gamma neutral on this chart. Hold on, let me pull this over into this screen. Actually, no. Wait. I'll do it on here. So visually, you could think of like a fairly like bullish, stable curve is going to have like kind of like this going on, and then like move higher, right? Here, I'll do it like
Pretty
that.
fucking bullish, yeah.
But as this drops like that, that's that like the exposure at these strikes is dropping down, right? So it's moving from a higher level to a lower level, and as that moves down, the curve starts to steepen.
That's called speed.
Yep. And as that downside speed increases, the potential for the stock to move down also increases. Because now
Right, because
the rate of change in gamma to the downside is becomes faster and faster.
right. So it's essentially negative. It's positive speed below spot and negative gamma below spot at 430. So the
Well, that's not
increase
negative. It's just that it's less positive.
Yeah.
Like you see the 0 point, the dashed line there. That's where
Oh.
it goes
Oh.
negative.
That's the flip. That's not the neutral. But yeah.
Right. So, but the thing is though, is gamma becoming less positive though, it has a similar effect to gamma going negative, right? Where your support erodes quickly, right? So the market maker who is anti-cyclical will become less and less anti-cyclical at a faster rate as price goes down. So a sell-off would be, you would require a more active defense, if we're going to call it a defense. But then if
Yeah.
it bounces, gamma picks up really quickly again. So, your support can get recovered pretty quick. So it's like the V situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Like Tesla a couple days ago just had I remember an opening drive. I think it was, when was it? Just I think it was yesterday, where just right off the bat it sold off the first 10 minutes, and it bounced, and then that was the end of that.
Yep, that's the V. There you go.
Yeah.
And that's speed, right? So this is
And
we're
people have
looking
been
at
selling
net
the
positioning on the chain.
fuck out of calls on Tesla ever since it hit like 435.
They must be using Gammastrike.
Yeah, look at this shit. And fucking Dexa hasn't moved positive in like over a month.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tesla's at a ridiculous multiple. I think everybody knows it's a fucking piece of shit. So
Yeah, this is fucking very interesting though. If this continues to move closer to spot, this thing's gonna get fucked. Cause like look back here. Here's a good example of that happening previously. Like see it like you got gamma neutral like moving really rapidly up towards spot. Like here over like 3 days, it moves from like 270 up to like 300. It's like almost a $30 move in a couple days. And then like they try to reverse it, but then that fails. And then it just fucking dumps. Like see like they reverse it, but see how they reverse it, but Dexa doesn't go positive. That's like that can be like a fairly good indication that their like pump like is gonna fail. Like if you get like by this day, I probably would have like shorted the fuck out of this by like the 29th here. Cause it pumps, but like gamma max keeps moving further from spot. And then gamma neutral starts to like reaccelerate towards spot again. And then Dexa stays fucking negative the whole time. That's nasty.
Yeah, that's the divergence, essentially.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, great, good stuff. But I just like you guys mentioned speed. I just want to make sure I understand something correctly. If we go to the Greek Spice strike, and just like go for the week, sticking to Tesla.
Okay.
Yeah, and then if I'm looking at like at the 430 strike, and I see all that negative gamma and positive speed at those prices at those levels, if price is selling off, is the rate of that negative gamma increasing because of speed, because of that high concentration of positive speed at those levels? If
No.
price was to continue selling off.
Yeah, so if this were to go under 430, it's probably just gonna keep dumping super hard. At least down to like 420, and then the rate of change in gamma is gonna fall off a bit. But remember that like the gamma is gonna go up relative to spot as well. So like if moneyness is down here, like that gamma is going to increase, and that speed is also going to increase, like all the speed below 430. And so like really this could just kind of keep selling off till it runs out of gamma to spike, which is around like 400.
Wow.
Which is like like almost a $30 drop.
Yeah.
It gets real narrow in here. Like I probably wouldn't bet on hitting like 407 to 400, but I might bet on hitting 410, you know?
Yeah, of course. I can see that.
And then, Vana on the IV side with like the uptick in implied vol, which, you can go look at like your smile, right? And then like, if you look here, like you're going to get a massive bump in volatility on the way to 400 because those options are pricing up really fast, relative to spot. I mean, like, there's still some short vol going on at like 430, but under 430, IV just starts rocketing, and that's gonna have a big effect on your Vana, which is there.
Are dealers going to continue selling because of the increase in implied vol, or? Yeah,
because see the delta. So look at all the positive delta down there. So if these strikes start going in the money, that volatility, like on the puts, is going to go wild. And if you look, there's not too many down there. It's mostly calls, but those calls are going to collapse because
Right.
volatility on the calls is going to tank. And then, this is probably just going to slide. And there's enough delta there, probably even more on the OPEX expiry, that this could just keep selling off as that IV moves up.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is really good stuff. I'm, slowly but surely, I'm starting to wrap my head around things.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate all the input and the advice. I know some of the questions might be, repetitive, but thank you guys so much.
Thanks for asking them.
Yeah,
Take it away, dude.
Always
course.
appreciate it.
No, I mean, I have a lot more. I don't want to just go off the cuff. I want to actually like write it down so I have some, so I come across a little bit more articulate, Thank you guys so much again.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Later.
no problem.
Yeah,
Thank you.
have a good one. Yep.
Am I reading GS totally wrong? Maybe. Doesn't the chat indicate there's strong support for that not happening? Yeah, but if that level is lost, then price action's going to kind of take off to the downside from that point on. So that level is very supportive, the 430 level, but if the 430 level is lost, everything's fucked. Because then price starts moving, right? And then the effect of, the speed and the Vana on the Gamma and the Delta is going to start increasing significantly. Which is going to cause the dealers to shed Delta at a much faster rate. That positive Delta, the downside, once it starts going out of the money, like that starts squeezing. And so the dealer starts selling into the downside move and more heavily relative to that exposure. Oh, I'll help you. There you go, man. Dork, are you completely silent right now, or?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I
still...
was sitting here reveling in the beauty that is actually having answered some questions.
Yeah, nice.
Like, I feel like my life's work is all coming to fruition, and I don't know, it's just an emotional moment. Can I cry? All right, can a man cry? Anyone else got any questions?
He's beating his meat.
Well, yeah. There's no shame in climaxing.
No, Jay Fresh didn't start his OnlyFans. When is the GS version you used during the stream going to be available for us peeps? It'll be available for beta as soon as it's done. There's still some calculations on it that need to be refined, just so they're not completely incorrect. And then a little bit of tuning that needs to be done. And then you guys will probably
they're not
get
incorrect. We're going in and being fucking anal about it.
It's not. We're not being anal. We're being.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
yes, we
well,
are. Gert. Be honest.
Okay, fine. We're serving up market data. It needs to be fucking accurate.
Yeah, we're being anal as fuck with it.
Yeah, accurate and verified. So we have to do a little bit of that in order to allay my fears of giving out any data that could potentially be incorrect, like we saw earlier with Dex on Rigetti.
Rigetti, is that your cousin?
No, I'm not related.
Yeah, but I'll take a look at that one.
You gotta be willing to let us beta boys find some bugs. Well, that's the idea, right? We scour it as much as we can for anything that could potentially be wrong, and then we hand it off to you guys to find all the stuff we missed.
There's also new technologies that are being developed with it that we want to make sure are rock solid, because it may be fun being a beta boy and all that, but like if your shit goes down, like that's like not having it is the worst possible thing in the universe, and so we want to make sure it is fucking beefy before we put it in your hands and let you play with it.
I'm pretty confident in the scale, like the ability for it to scale.
Oh yeah, it's just sitting there and letting it run and waiting for edge cases to roll in and seeing if everything
Yeah.
breaks.
Yeah, I
That's
think
pretty much it.
also the buckets need to get tied back in. We've got a few things that need to be done first, but we're getting there. It's getting close. That's like the last
Yeah.
big thing that we need to finish.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. We the Gammastrike team are very excited about the new real-time data, getting the heat map done, and all that. We are all just really excited. We've been working on hype content for you bitches for a while now. We are ready.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. You guys are
Are all
gonna
the
hate
stocks
us.
available, or is it just blocks at this time? Right now, the only stocks that are available for live data are the ones listed on the top of this page. But over time, we hope that that will be the entire market. For overnight data, we've got most of the S&P, if not all of the S&P 500 now. And
We got the
then,
whole fucker and all the Nasdaq
the
too, which is
the whole
same
S&P
thing.
500 and all of Nasdaq, and then we're working on R2K.
Yeah, we pretty much like at this point, like if there's a stock that you don't see in Gammastrike and you know it has a decent option chain, just point it out to us and we'll add it and then we'll fill it in for you and then now you've got it.
Yeah. Yeah, right now we're still manually adding new tickers that people request, but
Yeah.
I would say probably within a year, we'll just be adding tickers. Like we'll just have the whole market.
Yeah, it's just it comes down to like a few things. Like when we add tickers, we want to make sure the data's worthwhile for whoever's asking
Right now
for
we're
it.
still
Like,
very much an options service, and so adding tickers that don't have options, which is a chunk of the
yeah, it's
market,
kind of lame. Yeah,
would be kind of stupid.
like Tootsie Roll.
Yeah. Oh, does Tootsie Roll no longer have an options chain? They took it away.
I mean, it does, but like the total OI on it, I think, is something like 500.
I mean,
or
there's a
1,000.
bunch of stocks that just don't have any options on them at all.
Yeah. There's a larger amount than you would think that have absolutely no options.
Yeah. So,
So
probably all the ones with options, and then as we have other services available and other modeling stuff, I would say most likely the whole market.
yeah,
That'll probably come with the completion of like the second tier, which is not developed yet.
fuck. I'm dreading building out the middle tier. It's gonna be so much shit. I know you're gonna require me to do the most crazy shit
Oh yeah.
for fucking like DCFs and shit.
Mhm. It's gonna be super fun.
I'm gonna hate you.
No, you won't.
Yo.
Hey, Maximus. Oh, Dork, look who's a real person.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
This is not necessarily GS related, maybe a little bit. You talk a lot about when we lose a level, if we lose a level. What qualifies as losing a level? You know, in terms of percentage, or and how do you adjust that based on, you know, obviously the, you know, an expensive ticker versus a, you know, something that has to move a couple pennies to.
So generally when I'm saying that, I'm referring to specific levels on like SPX or ES. Yeah, on ES it's literally the tick. Like you lose this X tick, you know, that's a confirm for ES. But for SPX, you know, I'm usually talking like so you have $5 strikes every $5. So you have 5, 10, 15, 0. And you know, say I'm like talking about losing like XXXX5. You know, as we've discussed before, when you think about gamma, right? Remember that we're thinking about it as, you know, orbitally. price orbits this gamma. And it's like almost has like a little gravitational pull to it. Now, when you have big clumps of gamma that are like high concentration, price is going to like orbit in this range, right? Because gamma relative strike to strike is fairly flat. And so, price is going to orbit the entire range, not just like the largest one. So, like, say you have gamma levels that are just a little offset from each other. Price has a lot of ability to move through that entire range. But when you have kind of a standalone strike, you're looking at this as being the exact strike, right? Like that's right on the money. And then here you'll have like 250, or I guess like 750, and here you'll have like 250. And generally speaking, this can vary by a few cents. And sometimes you have such a steep drop off in gamma that really just losing like the actual strike begins to see a decline. But if you don't have that, say the next strike's like a little bit lower. Usually, I think a good rule of thumb is like $2.50 on either side of the strike can be a decent like local confirm. If you really want to confirm the loss, I mean, just wait till the next strike is lost. So the next like X point.
Because a lot of times you'll see stuff, on a test of X.
Yeah.
It'll move just past and then fake you out, or
Yep. Yeah, that happens really frequently. Because what happens is like you'll have like a big pile of gamma here, and I'll be like, oh, losing, like say like 6740 is gonna be impactful today, right? And that's because like gamma just dumps under that, like or it starts going down really hard. And so when I'm looking at that, price can fall to here, like 67 37 50, and the pull of this larger pile of gamma is still affecting spot, and so price can like snap right back. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that price action has moved far enough away from that strike that the dealer is starting to dump the hedge. And that's, like right when you fall below this level, and then then you'll see price action accelerate down. Because now things are starting to shift, and that pinning effect is lost, and the dealer is starting to move like more pro-cyclical, which means they're starting to sell that downside. But the dealer's not going to start selling that downside like a penny below, right? They're going to hold that hedge until the last moment that they need it, and then they're going to let it go.
Okay. And on an equity that might have a dollar strikes.
Yeah, so you might be like
scales.
the 50 cent mark, or the like the like $1.25 marks on either side. It depends on the equity. Like I would, some of them it's like, if you got $1, maybe like 33 cents might be a good confirm. Or if you've got a $2.50 spread, you might want to do like 75 cents. Can be a pretty good measure. And you can go look at the equity and like see where price action breaks. SPX is simple just because everything's $5.
Yep.
But it's individual equities, yeah, you can end up a lot tighter, like 50-cent strikes.
Cool. That's thanks for clarifying, because sometimes you know where you're looking for something to break, and if you're too tight on it, you're well, I think the word is fucked usually.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, what I'll generally do if it's like a second testable level or something like that, where I think things are gonna break down, and sometimes I'll just like start adding shorts. Like say I'm going to short a breakdown, you know, I'll start adding shorts on those tests just under, and then, you know, I'll put a stop at the strike. And so that way, if it bounces, like if it what you generally get on big strikes like that is you'll get price will fall through a little bit, and then it'll bounce back, right? Because it's mean reverting, and then it'll kind of like do this for a minute. And then sometimes like it'll start to bleed a little. And so what I'll do is like, you know, if it starts to bleed a little, I'll start shorting, and then I'll just set my stop up here. So if I'm wrong, like I'll lose a little bit of money, but if I'm right, it's gonna tank.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like the stop. You need a lot of room on stops.
Sometimes,
or they're just bad
Oh.
entries.
yeah,
Most
yeah.
likely.
Well, like it really depends. So like you have that breakdown right into the support level, and it slips a little. And I think the big problem is a lot of people enter here. They don't give it any time to like mean revert, and this is a great entry if vol is high. So like if vol were high, gamma's negative.
Right, you got a stack of things in your
Yeah,
favor.
like if you got a bunch of things just gaining momentum on the downside move, sure. But in a positive gamma environment, that's probably going to snap back like almost immediately. Right? And then this isn't a great entry either for a short because you want to see how price action develops. So, but then if it starts, you know, getting weaker and lower volume and starts to get a little bit of drift to the downside, which means on all of these downside tests, the MM is shedding a little bit more of that hedge. And, you know, when the equilibrium finally shifts enough, it'll start to sell off. And then you'll start to get the move. So really the better entries on this kind of thing are like these lower highs where you're confirming that things are breaking down, and that's where you can put your tighter stops. Also, the spreads aren't going to be as violent as they are back here because you've given time for like realized volatility to compress a bit, and then you're less likely to get blown out on the spreads widening dramatically.
Cool. Love it.
Yeah. So being patient can save you a lot of money in that regard. I'll never get wet, seaweed. I can explain it a different way. I'm getting it? Okay. Alright.
There's always Doritos.
There's always a different way to explain all of this shit so that someone can understand it.
Today,
I use
a guy
I use
on a mountain bike.
Yeah, you can do the mountain bike. I mean,
Well, we have Dork, so
I use orbits because they make the most sense. Everyone knows how, you know, gravity holds on to an object, for the most part, right? Like you fucking swing your feet out of bed every morning. So you should have a pretty good idea of how that works. But I understand that maybe the physics approach isn't always easiest, but you can like think of it like a mountain bike. You can think of it like a skateboard, kind of going over bumps. Like what's that called?
Or like a taco.
Yeah, I don't know about taco.
Meatball.
Yeah, meatball
with the sauce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pendulous breasts.
Mountain bikes. Yeah, these are all just different ways of expressing gravity, but there's not a lot of substitutes for gravity. There's just different examples of it.
Well, thanks.
It's all the same thing. It's all quadratic anyways. Embrace the quadrature.
Just like conditional stops on price levels rather than a percentage of price. Depends which broker I'm using. It doesn't matter to me. I can do either or. But I also can, you know, price options, near the money options fairly well in my head. So I don't need to do a whole lot to set my stops where I want them. Like I generally know what the price of an option that I buy will be $1 or $2 from where I buy it. And if the price of the option changes that dramatically that I've mispriced it, or mispriced my assumption, then I want to be stopped out anyway.
Like a
Electric
cock.
fields?
Yes.
You're
Maybe.
still, yeah, I guess.
Like a magnetic field.
Magnetic field, yeah, but it's still
Uniform
just
magnetic fields.
another form of attraction.
Yeah, imagine a proton in a uniform magnetic field with some momentum. There you go. Well, Battlefield's coming out tomorrow, Gherk. I hope you've enjoyed knowing me.
Yeah, as long as you're ready to get started on V2 or tier 2.
You're funny. There is no such thing as a magnetic monopole. You're correct, Nitu. But there is a magnetic dipole. There's even a quadrupole. Well,
When the spot starts dropping, what do you look for to close out those puts? The next level where interest is concentrated?
or if my puts are up, I just sell them.
Yeah, that's the other option. I mean, I do both
I
of
just
those
market
things.
sell it.
Yeah. I usually move my stop up, like level by level as I confirm more and more downside. I just chase price with my stop.
Yeah, or do what I do and sell it way too early.
That's also a potential option. Managing a position that's already profitable is like a whole problem the pickle jar hasn't really gotten to yet. One day, once people start learning to take profits, which people are getting better at, then we could discuss how to assess continuation and all of that.
Someday.
Yeah.
It's been 84
It's not that hard. It's just like you just want to try to maximizing profitability is far less important than just being profitable though.
Yep, better entries. Because then it's just green.
Well, that does help. Let's go green. I'm full Tylenol. That's most people's problem. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
you know what, I would go so far as to say that's everyone's problem.
Yeah.
Green's a hell of a drug.
It is. Well, it's getting late. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, I want to take off.
I gotta get
Entries
my
leave an
rest, my beauty
ass.
sleep in.
Ooh.
Oh,
got
Nimrod's daughter wants to come up. All right,
Okay,
last one.
Last one.
Hey,
What's up?
how you doing?
Hello.
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. So just wondering if you could briefly explain DEXA and how this little bit here at the bottom works again, because I think I misunderstood it.
Which Dex?
DEXA. So DEXA is, I think she means on the Greek page.
No, she's talking about live.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
there's
talking
no
about-
DEXA on live.
There is no Dex on
Oh.
live.
What the hell is DEXA then? I don't even know.
There's just-
like,
DEXA is on Greek COD.
Yeah, it's
So
skew
what is
adjusted
on
delta
the
exposure.
live page?
Yeah.
This is just delta. This is the
That's just
total exposure to delta on the zero
Okay, so what is-
DT options chain.
DEXA is skew adjusted delta exposure, and that's us applying a similar thing to what we do for the skew calculations to delta exposure to sort of suss out whether the interest is net bought or net sold.
Okay.
Or net
And-
long or net short, I guess, is a better way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's more of an overnight data
Yes.
type thing.
Yeah, it takes a lot of horsepower.
Okie doke. All right, that makes sense. And yeah, I just had a general macro question, but you don't have to answer if you're ready to go to bed.
Got it.
Just the wondering what's in your opinion going to break this whole pump thing? Because it's like, is it
I
going to
think
be interest rates? Is it going to be next earnings? How far can we take this? Are we going to see 8,000 or 7,000, whatever?
go listen to the podcast and you'll get all the bear
Yeah.
copium goon material you could ever want.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
seriously, we got some serious bear cope in there.
So much.
And how do we listen to this bear stuff and not lose all of our money before anything ever happens? Because we get
Oh,
to
stop buying puts above gamma neutral. Like nothing's fun. Nothing's fun till everything's negative gamma, and then it's real fun. I mean, go back and look at April, March, right? When we were like, I'm serious about this because there's always bearish shit developing, and there's always bullish shit counteracting it. And this is always ongoing. But like, if you look back here in Fab, right, where we really start to we start to push down into negative gamma. This is where shit gets bearish. None of this is bearish. All of this can mean revert, it can bounce back. It's like it's still stabilized. This is still like a bullish range. But here, when we start to slip on Feb 11th, and they try to recover it, and then they're fucked. Right?
Yeah.
And it's not until we get back above positive gamma again that things turn around. And even then, that fails. But, if you just wait and you shorted, here, or you shorted here, you're going to make a lot of money. You don't need to fucking short the peak. Like, if you'd shorted the peak, you would have shorted back in fucking December. Which is, very, very, very far away from where we're at now. And that's even more true on this, which is SPX. If you just shorted that move into gamma, like you didn't short any of this shit. You just short that move here. You kill it. You don't, and same back here. As long as you put stops on any of these losses of positive gamma, you're gonna make money. But it's like fucking everyone wants to. The problem is everyone wants to short when price action's bullish as fuck because they want to capture this kind of move, and these are shitty. You can capture them, but they suck. Like this is not that great.
You gotta be Johnny on the spot if you want to make a lot of money on those.
Yeah, you've got to not only do you need like short dated near the money put leverage, and I'll short shit like this, but like you also have to get out immediately. So the second you're up, you're back out again.
Yep. No, I am pretty good with taking profits once I'm up. The thing that I really suck at is if I don't set a stop early enough because I'm expecting a little bit of swing and then it swings a little farther than I'm comfortable with, then I keep ending up like holding it until nothing or something because I hope maybe it'll come back, and I need to slap myself really hard and not do that anymore.
Yeah, this is also drastically different than trading the intraday. This is like long-term shit. Where you're waiting for this decline in DEXA, and you're starting to see the market sell off, and you want to go short that breakdown in positioning. Whereas intraday, if you're negative gamma in the intraday, you can. I guess it works basically the same way. It's not really that much different. Like if you fall below the gamma flip, it's probably bearish. Volatility is going to go up. The MM is going to push more to the downside on downside price action. You're going to get an extension in range due to the increase in volatility and options pricing. But intraday even more so than multiple day exposure. You still need to. Like close them because they're puts. It's just the way it is. Like
they get shorted.
Puts,
people sell puts.
Yeah, puts print really, really hard, really, really fast when they do. Like the profitability or profit, profit profit margins to the downside are drastically higher than call side profits. But you know, most days the market goes up, and the days where the market goes down, you know, it's usually not down for very long. And so if you want to be a bear, and you can be a bear in a bull market. You can, you know, as long as you know how to short the tops and then capture the realization, then, you know, you can make plenty of money shorting the downside in a bull market. You probably make more money than going long the upside if you're really good at it, but it's difficult, and it for
Well, it's
most.
also like it's a mechanism by which like puts are insurance, right? So when you think about what puts really like the purpose they
I mean,
serve for the conventional investor, they're going to sell them immediately because what they're doing is they're slicing off losses, right? When they get a put and it prints, that means that their losses on their long position aren't as bad. And so they want to capture that,
yeah,
right? Because then what it does, it gives them alpha. So that's why they do that. And that's why that's why especially downside moves are so quickly mean reverting, is because they're insurance and you're cashing in and collecting your insurance payment as soon as you can, right? Or as soon
but
as it makes
downside moves
sense.
are also reflexive. They're self-propagating, and so when things drop faster and harder.
And people get
But
more insurance. They're like, "Oh shit,
yeah,
I should get some insurance."
yeah, and so, you know, when price is moving down on an index, price can keep moving down on an index. When a price is moving up on an index, it's consistently running into more and more resistance the more it moves up. And so, you know, the dynamics there are different, and that affects the profitability of the options significantly. But, you know, if the market tanks and you buy a call for 5 days out, it is far more likely that that call is going to print at some point, even if the market slips 50 points below it. It's far more likely that that call is going to print than the puts that were bought at the same time are going to continue printing.
Yep, makes sense. Yeah, this morning I just fucked myself because I was like, I'll believe in the ups. I'll believe in it. And then I got out of that pretty quickly. I didn't lose much money on that. But then I'm like, ooh, it's going down. I'll buy a put. And then I bought one that was not a good one, like way too far out of the money.
Well,
And then
that sounds fairly dogmatic. Got to be a little more like if if you're gonna play directionally, right, and especially if you're playing like ultra short term, like I mean, like it makes more sense to get more theta in my mind. Like especially if you're prone to that way of thinking about it, it gives you more time to think about your fuck up and be able to not fuck up as badly as you may otherwise.
I just literally need to force myself to set stops because that's where I run into problems.
Yeah, a lot of people are very
Yeah.
uncomfortable taking losses. That's I mean, I think
That's
that's the core of the issue is nobody wants to realize a loss. Like everybody always wants to realize a profit, and part of trading successfully is realizing losses quickly, and being very harsh with your own judgment, like your judgment against yourself, which is also, you know, conceptually difficult for people. You
I
need
mean,
to
I
just
literally tell myself, okay, you've lost it. That's where your stop would be, and then I'll just see how it goes. No, 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 you're breaking your rules again. Cut it out, and I do it anyway, and I just don't. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You need a
That's-
paper trade.
Yeah, I mean, you need, it's just discipline.
Remove the feeling.
It's just, yeah, it's self-discipline. You've got to, when you enter a position, don't think I can make X, think this is all I'm willing to lose. And stick to that.
Yep.
Because that's what you're doing. You're making a bet that it's going to do X, Y, or Z. And if it doesn't do X, Y, or Z, you know, or whichever one you choose, then you need to cut it before you lose all of your input. Like you're going to lose 100% of what you put in, or you could lose 10% of what you put in. But if you only lose 10%, then you can do it 10 times before you lose as much as you would carrying that first position till it's dead.
Yeah, and one of those times is generally likely to do something at least.
Yeah. You're increasing the time in the market, right? I mean, it still does, even trading still does boil down to time in the market beats timing the market. And you're gonna have positions that you enter and they 10x right away, and you're like, fuck yeah, I made a ton of money. And you're gonna have far more positions that you enter where you lose 5 or 10%, and you just got to try again.
Yeah.
But the idea is over time, the positions that you 10x will drastically outweigh the losses from the positions where you take a small hit. And so you need to be
Yeah.
very, very comfortable with taking those small hits all the time. They're just gonna happen, and if you don't have enough settled cash to make more trades, fuck it, that's it for the day. Get better at your entries. Choose better setups. Um, do something different, but you just can't change that. And then as you make more money, you'll be able to have more entries, and things do become easier with more capital. But when you don't have a lot of capital to leverage, you need to be very, very strict with yourself.
It's definitely true. Yeah, 'cause I remember when I did have a larger amount and I was on a margin account. I'd just drop it right away. I'd be like, okay, bye, and then I'd get back in and then I'd get back out. But
Yeah,
it's
because you have the option to get in and out and in and out, and that's a very nice thing to have. But when you don't have that, you need to be 10 times more strict. Like I can open and close spreads all fucking day, for a little bit gain here, a little bit loss there, and like I don't really have to think about like, this is my only trade for the day or whatever.
yeah,
But
it's
when you're
definitely that.
when you're more capital limited, you've got to, every one of those entries matters. Be super patient. Pick your trade very, very carefully, but also manage your risk very tightly. Like don't chase, don't buy into an initial drop because you don't know if there's going to be a continuation, and you don't want to get stopped out on the spreads. Wait till there's calmer price action so you have less variance in your options price. And you're not risking getting stopped on like the spread widening. And then um, pick your entry and stick with your risk management, and you will just be more successful overall. Even if I know there are trading strategies that are net losers. Like the number of profitable positions on the strategy is less than the number of unprofitable positions, but because the setups are generally like they can still be a successful trading strategy because the setup has like a very high, like the ratio of profits is very high. And so usually strategies like that have to be very tightly risk managed. You might get stopped out like 7 out of 10 times, but the 3 times you don't get stopped out, they print super, super hard.
Yeah.
And those strategies still work even though they don't have a high percentage of profitable trades. And generally, you'll find that strategies that are very consistently profitable have very, very shitty returns. And so you find a balance in all of that, but risk management is key to making something like that happen. So theoretically, even if you suck at picking entries, and you have a very, very low overall win rate, if your risk management is tight enough, you can still end up profitable at the end of the day.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the advice. I really appreciate it. It's good to hear again.
No problem.
Internalize it.
I know.
Become
I just have to stop doing the deer in the headlights when I've lost slightly too much money or more than I'm comfortable with, and then be like, nope, just cut it. It's fine.
don't ever be in a position where you've lost more money than you're comfortable with losing.
That's true. Yeah.
That's the answer. Is like that's where your risk management should be, and you're living in the deviation from where your risk management should be to where you've allowed it to go. So
Yep.
manage the risk more tightly, and you won't find yourself in a position where you've lost more than you're willing to lose.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll try to be better again. Thank you. Thank
Unless
you guys so much.
unless you're trading
talking to me.
futures and you get gapped, and then you're just fucked.
Oh, I'm not
Yep.
even gonna. I'm not even going there until I'm much better at this.
So, anyways, I full ported spy puts.
Shut. What? Don't tell
Hey,
people my
whatever.
position. Sorry.
It's true. Yeah. Sorry, I gave away your alpha.
It's all right.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it again. See you tomorrow.
Later.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on.
All right, that's it for the night.
Baby Farms.
Baby Farms, we're all done.
Let's
Thank
all
you
fuck
guys.
off. Thanks for having me.
All for tuning in. Appreciate you coming up here and asking questions. For those of you that did, appreciate you hanging out. For those of you that didn't,
Read the docs.
you know,
app.gammastrike.com/docs.
yes. Oh wait, there's one last question on YouTube. So puts against the trend tend to pay less than calls? No, they pay more. If they print.
It's just less often.
Yeah, they just print less often. Significantly less often.
Yeah.
Playing the
That's called
downside is
skew.
extremely unforgiving. But that's why I tell people don't buy puts unless we're under GN, because then it becomes more forgiving.
Well, that's why they call it the pain trade.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
Yep, shorts are always feeling the pain. But, you know, you can make a lot more money being a bear than a bull. So you gotta pick one. But you don't, actually. You could just do both. Or straddle every night. I did that for 2 years. Still doing it.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
I'm outta
later.
here.